Uh, Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our 1st of July team call. Bex sends her apologies that she's not here tonight. She's actually on a yoga retreat. She's been gone for a week and she's back next Thursday, which is quite a long time, isn't it, I think?
Right, okay, catch you.
Probably too long to go on a yoga retreat and leave your husband, do everything. Nah, well, actually, I got my mother-in-law. She's good. So Bex is coming back on Thursday, so she'll be here for next week's team call. I just wanted some sympathy, my polite. But we've got a great team call lined up for you tonight. We've got Lindsay and Daniel, who will be doing the power of belief. They did it at the development day. Was it development day? No, they did it at leadership. It wasn't development day. That was Lindsay did another one. It was at the leadership in Dusseldorf, the Leaders' Day. It was very, very good. So we've asked them to do it again for those of you that may have not have been there. But if some of you were there, really, really good to listen to again because it's great. So, but first of all, just before we go into Daniel and Lindsay, just a couple of announcements. So we've got the UK Boot Camp. It's for elites and above in Milton Keynes. It's on the Eventbrite link. So if any of you want to kind of kickstart your business, you have to be an elite and above to attend. But that's great thing to do to boost, to get you going and meet other people in the same situations. Really great thing. And it's in Milton Keynes. It's normally in Portugal, and it won't be in England again for probably a couple of years. So unless we run our own one, but it's the EU Live a Cause that run this. And it's really good. We also have leadership, which is in Amsterdam, the 4th and 5th of October. So book onto that. That'll be a great event as well. So those are the announcements at the moment. We have the 50-50 enrollment promotion, which came out today, which is great. So I'll just quickly explain that. You probably all understand it, but just quickly. Basically, if you sign up somebody or one of your team sign up somebody, whoever signs up somebody, you will get 50 points for signing them up, okay? And the person that signs up in this month will receive 50 points. So it's a really, really good offer because you can choose whatever products you want. It's actually, in some cases, more than a lot of offers that we get generally. But the problem with this promotion is that customers don't quite understand how good it is. That makes sense? So you've got to try and get it across to people what 50 points means. How much value is that adding? It's not like a Tesco club card, 50 points, which is rubbish. This is doTERRA's 50 points. It is worth a lot, okay? You can probably get 3, 4, if you get cheaper oils, but you'll get 3 or 4 oils out of that. You can get a deep blue. I've seen a couple of people doing some banners out there, advertising some adverts, out there with what you can get for 50 points. And it's quite cool what you can get for 50 points. So have a look at that. Make sure you tell your customers, make sure they know the value of 50 points, okay? Because people don't get this promotion, okay, unless you explain it properly. This advert here won't do it for people, okay? Just to help you with that. And we've also got TerraShield, which is 10% off, and that's a TerraShield spray. TerraShield spray is great. It's really easy to use and great for mosquitoes and great for the summer weather. I get bitten all the time, and we use TerraShield to keep most of the mozzies and things away. Some slip through. Maybe it's where I haven't sprayed it. Maybe not sprayed it enough. But it keeps most of the mozzies away. It's really good. And your eucalyptus is the product of the month. So if you spend over 125 PV, then you'll get the eucalyptus. Okay. So recognition. So congratulations to our top enrollers in June. Obviously took the Finding month to heart. Well done, guys. We've got Debbie Lawrence, who got 12. Our top enroller this month. Well done, Debbie. We've got Catherine Cook on 9. Alexandra on 9. Emily on 8. Catherine White on 8, Rachel Cooper Kennedy, Arga and Annette on 8 as well. So congratulations all of you for working really hard last month and making it onto our top enroller slide. And these are our new elites for last month. So we've got Justine, Debbie, John, Victoria, Amanda, Sean, Helena, Marty, Shelley, Charmaine, Lothando, Virgin, Haley and Anthony. Congratulations on hitting the elite last month. Elite is, well, the first real stepping stone, you know, it's the first real significant rank. You know, executive is a great rank to hit, but elite becomes where you start thinking, right, you know, 3,000 volume now I can actually stagger this. I can see where my silvers are how I can get to silver. You've got to do that 3 times, okay, or get 3 people to do what you've just done. So you can start to duplicate the model. So elite is a great founding block to start on. Congratulations, guys. And then you get to Premier, and we have Tanya, who hit Premier last month. So congratulations, Tanya. Well done on hitting Premier. We'll now hand over the time to our wonderful Lindsay and Daniel. Now, Lindsay and Daniel, they've been, a lot of you don't really need an introduction, but I'll give it anyway, because a lot of you, some of you might not know who they are. But Lindsay and Daniel have been with us. Well, Lindsay's been with Rebecca since the beginning. She joined Rebecca before I did, actually. So about a month or 2 after Rebecca joined, Lindsay joined her. A little bit forced. Beck said, you're joining me, Lindsay. And she did join. And then Daniel joined. Daniel took a little longer, not much longer, maybe 3-4 years longer. But he's here now, fully present. It's his full-time job now, or it's his 2 full-time jobs now, whatever you want to call it. So they have hit Diamond, UK founders, and they're really great friends. And so they've got lots to share with you. So hope you enjoy what they have got to share today, because it's very powerful. Over to you, Lindsay and Daniel.
Thanks so much, Nate. You're going to have to stop sharing your screen so I can share mine, if that's okay.
Yep.
Okay. So now Lindsay's just on her way down because we have 3 kids and one of them does not like going to sleep, especially when we have to do something like this. So,
sorry, Daniel, I've just muted you. Do you mind unmuting yourself? I did not mean to do that. Oh, I just unmuted you. There you go. Go for it.
Oh, there we go.
So,
I could have been sharing some real gold there.
That's why I muted you. Sorry,
So
man.
what I was going to say is Lindsay will be down in just a sec, but what I wanted to just share with you very briefly while she's not here is something kind of how I started our presentation in Germany, which was, and I think it's important to share with you, which was basically admitting to everyone that Lindsay was right about doTERRA. And that it wasn't some sort of pyramid scheme, it wasn't placebo oils, but indeed these essential oils are truly incredible and can help so many. And then indeed, it's been amazing working with Lindsay. It took a little bit of time for me to come round, and I hope that seeing that Lindsay and I have been able to do this and now work together can give some inspiration and some hope to some of you who potentially are finding it difficult with your partners or friends. So don't give up, hang in there. And
I think Daniel means to say, if he can do it, anyone can do it. Is that what you mean, Daniel?
That's what you said to me, and I agreed. And
I swear I did say that.
So anyway, I think we'll just crack on now. So what I'd like to do is for you to start looking at the screen now.
Daniel, sorry, one second. Can I just ask, are other people hearing feedbacks? Is it bad feedback for other people? Okay. I think it might be, I think there's 1 or 2 people that are having feedback. I think it might be your computers. I'm not sure if anyone else isn't having feedback. So, sorry about that. Sorry, Daniel, go for it.
Okay. But basically, if you look on screen now, you can see a number of inspirational leaders. These are people that you might have seen on Instagram. You could have seen them on Facebook, in DoTERRA magazines. You could have seen them literally anywhere. And a number of you will be thinking, wow, these people are just so really, really inspiring. But some of you will be thinking, I could just never be like them. Sad face. What some of you will also be going through your mind right now is that potentially you don't have the contacts that they do, that you're just one person, that you might not feel influential enough. You're too disorganized. You might have no builders right now. You might not feel lucky. You could even think that potentially you didn't join early enough. And what I'd like for you to think as we share this topic of the power of belief is how those types of negative thoughts and ideas are affecting you as a person and your business. Now, I spoke to Lindsay before we did our presentation. I was kind of saying, well, would it be possible to do a test on some wellness advocates? Would we be able to kind of get them together and pummel them with negative thoughts and see what would happen? Now, apparently that's not in keeping with doTERRA culture and is not the right thing. So,
Hey, Scott!
It got me thinking, what could you possibly do to figure out what these kind of emotions and thoughts could do on a person? Now, like I said, you can't do this, but what someone has done is not actually demonstrate this on a person, but something else. So I've got a really short.
Someone pulled the plug on him.
Nobody likes you. No one notices when
You're a mistake.
you're useless. You're not even green.
You look rotten. Are you really even alive?
I like you the way you are. Seeing you blossom makes me happy.
You're making a difference in the world.
You are beautiful.
I brought them here to see the plant. I was like, a plant is getting bullied. Like, it's not normal.
I think it's an excellent project to have something tangible that I can actually physically be a part of.
I started noticing that the one that was being bullied started kind of to droop.
Well, the plant that was being complimented, it was flourishing and beautiful. It's raised the profile massively of different forms of bullying and the effects that bullying can have on people.
With the effects of plant, it can definitely affect other people.
I love that video. Hi everyone.
Hey, Lynn.
I love that video. I think it's so. Well, I always think it gives me goosebumps. But this is a little quote from Mahatma Gandhi.
Lindsay, would you mind just quickly just explaining the video, just in case it didn't work for everybody?
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry.
No, that's all right. Just in case.
Internet, yeah. So what the video just highlighted was two plants that were essentially, one of them was being spoken to positively, and one of them was essentially being bullied, and by saying negative things to the plant, and the other one was saying how beautiful the plant was, and actually over a course of 30 days, they found that actually that one of the plant that was essentially being bullied was drooping, and the other one was flourishing and growing. And I just thought it really illustrated so beautifully that actually this is a physical impact. These negative thoughts and negative beliefs and negative words that we are hearing or telling ourselves have a huge physical impact. And they were able to see that on the plants. I really loved how it was really visual. So I'm so sorry if it didn't work. That's completely my fault.
No, it probably did. It probably did. I was just covering it.
Right, it may not have done.
It worked for me.
Okay, cool. So this kind of highlights where this comes from. So from Gandhi said, your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. So you can see how we can actually trace back what actually happens in our lives. Luke's very impressed with that quote, is that the beliefs create our destiny. And we can really see that we can see if we have powerful beliefs, then we'll be able to have a powerful action and powerful destiny, and we'll be able to create something really positive. Equally, if our beliefs are negative, so if we have that negative self-chatter, then that can really have a massive impact on how we behave as well. So how many of you would actually keep friends who told you half of the things that you tell yourselves? So we wouldn't say that to our friends, but I bet a lot of you have a lot of negative self-chatter. I know certainly it's something that I've definitely I definitely still struggle with, but I'm working on turning that negative self-talk into positive self-talk. So how much more impact is it having if you're telling yourself those things? So I want you to really think about what is the chatter that you have within your own mind. So I want to then just highlight, some of you might have seen this, hopefully all of you have seen this. It's called the Success Summit. And I want to highlight the beginning rank. So what this is that you've got the belief, and then you've got the action and the result. And it's highlighting for each rank which aspects we're focusing on in each part. So if I focus on the first few stages, so with belief in the product, that allows you to build yourself to the rank of elite. There needs to be some belief in yourself as well, but it starts with belief in the product. And that means that with courage, we're able to share experiences and invite others to share the product as well. And that allows you to get to elite. Now, if we're then looking at the rank of premier, we're building belief in the company and in the opportunity. So those two beliefs in the product and in the company, unrelated to ourselves almost, we need those to be able to get to the rank of premier. So let's address those two first.
So the oils and the company. So the question to ask again yourself is, do you have a real belief in doTERRA's oils and the company itself? So some of you right now might be looking at and thinking, yeah, I agree, and no, maybe not. Okay. Now, here are a few practical reasons why you can believe in doTERRA. Now, first of all is the owners and the founders of the company. These are some quite incredible people that I would certainly encourage you to spend a little bit of time finding out who they are, their journey, and what specifically and why they do what they do within doTERRA. Now, if you're able to get to events like convention, these are amazing things where you can come and hear from them firsthand and listen to them and make your own choice on whether these are people that you want leading a company that you are going to devote so much time and talent to. The next is the amazing Healing Hands Foundation. We've been really lucky to be part of a couple of charity-based things with doTERRA, where doTERRA have matched with oils that we've given to a certain charity. It doesn't always have to be money, but even now, if it is a monetary thing, they'll match any donations that you have, and I'd encourage you to go to their website. It's quite incredible, some of the things that are being done. Then you've got the amazing co-impact sourcing, and this is a big thing for me, especially when I'm doing fairs, sharing what makes doTERRA oils different, and how most oils have a little bit of pure essential oil and then the rest are synthetic filler, and how we can know by going online to find out exactly how pure these oils are. Then you've got the amazing Prime Meridian health clinics, which are obviously mainly starting in America at the moment, but will be coming through Europe, which is where essential oils can be prescribed in effect, and people can use their health insurance to find these alternative ways of getting themselves better. Then if you're into your science and a bit of a geek, I know Lindsay certainly is, there is so much science and real deep science on how and why these oils are so effective. If you want to know about cell membranes and antibiotics and various other effectiveness and non-effectiveness of these products, then you can certainly do that. Then also, if you are into your sports and know how important it is to be clean within those sports, a number of doTERRA products are part of the cologne list, which basically means that these performance enhancing products such as Mito 2 Max or Deep Blue can be used and can be used fairly and legally and will not cause any issue with any competition that you're in. And that's a huge thing. Then if you're like me and like to watch some videos, YouTube is a great way of seeing some of the amazing videos that doTERRA put together, but also videos from other people who share their experiences, whether it's on the business side or even in personally with the oils and what they've done to change their lives. Facebook, such an amazing resource. One of the things I often do if I meet someone who has an ailment is I'll simply put in the ailment and put the word doTERRA afterwards. What that does is it searches through all the public posts on doTERRA and finds real people who have had real experiences with these oils. Then what I do is I share them with that person. Say, for example, if they're struggling with tonsillitis, I can put in tonsillitis, doTERRA, and then it will come up with different ways people have been able to overcome that. And then even if I want to, I can send a private message just to see what the outcome was or how they got on with it. So it's a great resource. Then, of course, you've got the amazing training program of Empowered Success, which is available just to guide you through every step of your doTERRA journey. Then, of course, the compensation plan, which from what I understand is quite incredible, helping you throughout, again, your doTERRA journey from when you just start to being able to get money in quickly, to then growing your downline and that to be really, really productive for you and those people that you work with. And then, of course, the amazing products. Every year, new products come out and they're quite incredible. At the moment, we really enjoy the kids' kits. For me, the mouthwash has been absolutely fantastic, especially when running in and out of the house with the kids and going to different appointments. That's certainly quite an amazing one. Now, you will look at the screen and it might look a bit fuzzy, but if you look really, really carefully, what you'll be able to make out is those little shapes in red are little people. And if you look down the bottom right-hand corner, what you'll see is 3 little people in black. And what this symbolizes is how many people out of 10,000 right now in Europe have a doTERRA account. So that's all of us, everyone's teams, everyone in Europe are those 3 little people down in the corner. The rest of it is your opportunity. And that is just so exciting.
So let's look at then yourself. So some of the things that Daniel said can help us to trust in the opportunity and in the business model. So let's now look at you. You're a key part of this business. So to enable you to reach the rank of silver, you're the person with belief in yourself. And so what limiting beliefs are holding you back? So there's a few questions here. And I want you to just either take a screenshot or a photo or write them down, and then take a minute in your evening or tomorrow to answer these questions. And I want you to look at what are the common themes that are coming out, and they will be part of your limiting beliefs, and then make a plan to work through them to actually get rid of those limiting beliefs. Are they actually a reality? Is it something that you actually need to work on? Or are they just negative self-talk that is actually not true at all, or that you're making up yourself? And so I find this exercise really, really helpful to be able to just clear that away, to actually bring it back to what is real and what is just our own invention, that we do quite a good job of thinking is reality. So then based on that, you'll then be able to then work through this potential cycle.
Now, if any of you have heard of Twin or follow some of the presentations that he makes, there's a lot of stuff online, but there's something in particular that really stuck out to me. Some people call it the success cycle, but I really like it, and I'm just going to briefly explain to you how it works. So right now, let's just say you think doTERRA, yeah, it's okay, but it's not great. To be honest, it could be good, but you don't think so. You might give it a go. So for you, you just feel there's a small amount of potential there. You don't really believe in doTERRA. So with that small potential, you think, oh, it might work, it might not. That will only drive you to take small action. Now, small action always brings about small results. Now, if you're not getting very positive results, then that moves on to your belief, where you'll be thinking, yeah, I was right. Look, yeah, I did a class and no one came. And so this is literally like a cycle. You don't think that there's going to be anything that happens. Therefore, you don't do very much. Therefore, you don't get good results. And in turn, you just don't believe in it, and you could end up walking away. So let's turn that on its head. Let's say you really do believe in doTERRA, that you've done your research, that you really do feel that these oils can change the world, not only for you, just in your family, but in other people's family. And you can see the potential of sharing them, that it's going to help so many other people. And then it's also going to be a business that you can provide for you and your family, and then help others. That potential is going to excite you, and it's going to drive you to big action. And in my experience, big action leads to positive and big results. And then guess what? Your belief goes up, because you're thinking, yeah, I was right. Look, I knew doTERRA was right. I've done this, and these are the amazing results. And it goes round and round and round. And I challenge you to do that. I challenge you to put in that big action and results and see what happens. It'll be quite incredible for you. Now, when I'm going to share something with you, I don't share with too many people, but my past job was an estate agent, and I apologize for that. I always like to think I was a nice estate agent. That's why doTERRA is a good fit. But certainly, what I didn't used to like is when my area manager would come in and say, Daniel, do you want to know what to do if you want to be successful? And I'd be like, yeah, I do. He said, just sell more houses. And that really general way of furthering my business just really frustrated me. So what I wanted to do is just go across a few practical tips on how to help you overcome your limiting beliefs, rather than just saying, overcome your limiting beliefs. And the first of this is meditation. And I bet you never thought I was going to say that. But actually, this could be prayer, this could be quiet time, this could be thinking time. It's just a time for you, whether you're thinking about your business or whether you're thinking about you as a person, your family situation, but just to have that time where it's just special for you to figure out what you want to do, where you want to be, and how you're going to get there. The next is a gratitude diary, and I'm going to let you do this one.
Yeah, so the gratitude diary, actually we started this with our children a few months ago, and it was a really interesting thing to start with them, because obviously the world is quite simple in the 5 and 7 year olds' eyes. So they'll write down what they're grateful for, and then they'll feel like they've run out of things to be grateful for. And actually as adults, we can do the same. But one of the things that really struck me with a gratitude diary is that Brene Brown, who's you probably all know her, she's a shame and vulnerability researcher and psychologist. So what she found when she was looking at people who were resilient and who were able to be less vulnerable is actually the one common theme was that they exercised gratitude. And that was the one thing that allowed them to be more resilient. So gratitude diary is a really lovely way to just recognize all the good that we have in our lives. So then you are in a much better position to then move forwards.
The next is podcasts. Now, these are great because you can listen to these when you're out and about, whether you're cleaning around the house, picking up the kids, doing anything, going from A to B, or even just listening to them at home. I certainly recommend, if you wanted some ideas on what podcasts would be good, to get onto Silver Blossom and ask. We'll share a couple later on today of some podcasts, but there's some great ones out there, not just from doTERRA, of course, but it's great if they do bring the two together to help you within your belief and doTERRA as well. But podcasts are amazing. The next is the Clifton Strength haven't done this, I definitely recommend it. I'm definitely a convert to Clifton Strengths. I used to think this was total load of rubbish until I, under duress, was made to take it. So I did do the Clifton Strengths, and my number one strength is actually empathy. And it was really interesting to see that, because it fit with how I feel as a person. And now, knowing exactly what my strengths are, doTERRA have training available to help you make the most of your doTERRA business using your strengths. Now, you can start off with a cheaper version of just 5, or you can spend a bit more and find out over 30 of your strengths. But I'd certainly recommend doing that. And the cheapest way to do it is actually to buy a small hardcover book on Amazon. I think it's around £12, and then you can use the code and find out what your strengths are. About doTERRA and the oils, and to make yourself feel more confident in being able to share them with other people.
My latest book that I'm reading is I'm a Badass, which I meant to say I'm a badass.
Oh,
and it's and it's all about overcoming limiting beliefs, actually. But there's a whole load, and it will be, I know there's a few being shared on the Silver Blossom group. There's a whole load of really, really lovely books. Talk to your mentor with a few suggestions as well. So
vision boards.
Vision boards are, so this is about creating, so what sports people do when they're training for an event, they use visualization a lot. So what they're doing when they do the visualization is that they're creating the win. They think about how what it looks like, how it feels, how it smells, how it tastes. And this is part of their coaching system that they use in sports. Now, we accept that this is something that's done in sports, but actually we don't really tend to do it in our own professional family careers. But it's just as powerful. And so what a vision board is for is to create that reality that you are working towards. So you're looking at once you are successful, what will your life look like? What will be your priorities? What will this enable you to do? And you're putting it in front of you, so you're seeing it all the time. So this becomes more of a reality, and you'll believe that it's possible a lot more easily. So we like to do this as well.
For you as well.
Affirmations, actually, at bedtime this evening, my son, I just kind of kissed him goodnight, and then my son said, "Can you do that thing where you say I am wonderful? Can you do that with us, Mummy?" And I love that this is something that we can do, and it's so powerful. It's something that I totally underestimated for a long time. So powerful to just say those things out loud. So you're telling yourself, which can only quiet some of that negative self-talk. I am wonderful, I am kind, I am successful, and it's okay for me to be successful. And that's one of the things that sometimes is a challenge for people. But those, I would challenge you to, there's actually some lovely ones on YouTube that you can find. If you find someone whose voice is not too irritating, who you really resonate with, and then just use that as a starting point if you struggle to come up with your own affirmations. Or you can Google and just choose a few, just a handful that you really like, and just write them down and put them somewhere where you see them a lot, and just say them out loud. It's important for you to hear yourself saying it. And usually the ones that you struggle to say are the ones that you need to say the most, because they're the things that you're not really believing that you would like to believe about yourself. And it's really powerful. I really like them.
Now, when I started doing doTERRA, certainly I would not have wanted to do any of those things. I would have found it really difficult, but there is something that you can do, and I don't think it's too difficult to do when you start in doTERRA, is to get out there and meet some other people that do doTERRA. And the best way to do that is conventions, summer tours, any kind of events that your leaders put on. I cannot encourage you enough to go there. For me, sometimes I felt, oh, I don't need that. I don't need to be involved. But you will be inspired. You will meet people you would never think that you would be friends with or have anything in common with. But I promise you, it will lift you, it will energize you, and it will give you that courage and determination to push on when doTERRA can get a little bit hard, because it's not always going to be plain sailing. You are going to have those difficult times, and it's through meeting good people, learning from them, being in their presence, and just feeling totally uplifted and inspired that it pushes me to want to further our business and further the reach of doTERRA. So I cannot encourage you enough to do that.
And the final thing, the final tool in your toolkit is your oils. The most incredible tool that you can combine with all of those other tools is to use your oils. These are a few recipes that I thought were really lovely that I found online, and the I Am Enough blends. So you can see some of the oils that are on there. Find the ones that you really like. The one that I love is actually the Beautiful blend, which actually combines some of these oils, like the Confidence to Shine. It's called the Captivating blend, which is the Beautiful blend. And actually it combines bergamot and frankincense. So bergamot is the oil of self-acceptance, so which is massively important when you're trying to, you know, sort out some limiting beliefs. Frankincense is the oil of truth. So let's recognize what is reality and what is just our own version of it. And then it has lime in there, which is the oil of zest for life. Those three oils, even just without any of the others that are in that blend, are fantastic to be able to increase your self-belief. Make your own Believe blend, the ones that you really, really love and that you want to just wear on yourself. And then do your affirmations, put the oils on, and then keep smelling them all day, and that will remind you of those thoughts that you've had, that chatter that you've given yourself, so that you have that positive association with your affirmations and your meditation or whatever it is that you've done that's allowed you to reconnect with your inner self as well. So really, really powerful. Don't forget to use your oils, not just for ailments, but for your belief as well. So let's get back to our Success Summit. So we've then worked through the products, the company. The one thing I would say is if you don't quite have strong belief in the product, go get some more oils on, and also rely on someone else who's close to you for now, because you will get that. And then you've got the belief in the company, you believe in yourself because you've done all of those amazing things and used your oils. So now it's time to then move into building a belief in your builders and in your team. And I love that when you move into the higher ranks, look at some of the actions and how they're described. So if we look at platinum and above, with gratitude, with diligence, with humility, with charity. So this is the action is really key to how we're doing this. It's not with ferocity or with aggression. It's very much about creating something beautiful with the right frame of mind and with the right belief system and the right culture. And that allows us to then reach the ranks of platinum and diamond and blue diamond. And you'll notice that presidential diamond, what you're building is your legacy. You're looking at your influence at blue diamond and your why. So I would encourage you to look at your why. It's funny how we always come back to why, whether it's looking about how you find people, how you teach your class, you know, how you build your belief. If your why is really powerful and the reason you're doing this is really powerful, everything else kind of falls around that, and it can really help you to drive things forwards. So do think about what you would like for this to do around you. Where would you like your impact to be for yourself and also for the wider community? And then that will help you to then look beyond what your family's needs are. No one needs the income of a presidential diamond because it's just not needed. But goodness, we can all have a positive impact around us, and we all want to leave a positive legacy. So yes, we do want a presidential diamond income so that we can then do those amazing things around us and in the community and in the world where we really can transform the world. And I love that. Live to serve and transform the world. And that's what we're aiming for. Now, this doTERRA journey is an absolute roller coaster. We've had some huge ups, some massive crashes, and then some huge ups again. And some of the key ones, one actually specific key one, do we have time to, I don't know what time it is. One of the key highs was actually when we were in Morocco at the Leaders Summit, and we'd had dinner and everyone was kind of chatting in different groups. And there was a group of women together, I think it was 6 or 7 of us, all sitting in a circle. And it wasn't the standard conversations I have ever had with a group of women. It was about, right, what healing hands projects can we work on? How can we bring more Days for Girls to more people? And it was just amazing. And I really felt it was quite a profound moment for me, actually. I just thought, we actually are changing the world. And with this group of women, my gosh, we can totally do it. And then supported by everyone else that we work with, it's just amazing. So we have those massive ups, and then we have those big downs. But I can assure you that when you get on a roller coaster, you never doubt that you will get to the end of the ride. You never doubt that you will just get off. And what I want you to think about is that when you get onto this doTERRA journey, as long as you don't give up, as long as you keep doing those key pipes, you will reach your destination and you will reach your goals, as long as you don't give up and don't get off the ride. So keep with the ups and the downs, and then you will arrive to where your goals are, more or less quickly, depending on what the action is, but you will reach your goals. And I love this final quote, is that we have the power within ourselves to make anything possible. We must diminish the doubt and ignite the self-belief. And I want you to ask yourself, what will I do with my power? What will you do with your power? And I want you to look at your strengths, not your weaknesses. Don't compare your weaknesses with other people's strengths. That can be quite easy to do. But look at your strengths and really stand up inside and believe in what you can do. There is no one else like you. No one else has the strengths that you have. And you just stand up inside, you'll be able to accomplish amazing things. And that is what we're doing with doTERRA. And I absolutely love it.
Thanks so much for your time, everyone. We really appreciate it. You know how valuable time is. Thank you.
It was amazing, guys. I think it was live. Was it better live? It was good. Very good. So really appreciate that. Anyone got any questions for Daniel and Lindsay? I think you've gone mute. I didn't touch it. Let's see. I'll have a look, but I did not touch it. You are mute. There you go. You are muted. Nope.
Brilliant. Oh, here we go.
There you go.
We tried to unmute ourselves and it says the host has to unmute you. So
No, that was really great, guys. Really inspiring. I really love the practical tips. The tips. What was the slide? There was a section there where you showed like how you, with the podcast, with the books, with there's lots of meditation. There's lots of different ways to like get you in your zone or to help you to think about what you're doing to get rid of the negative thoughts and to create positivity. So I really appreciate that. Somebody's asked, what's the Silver Blossom Group? That is mine and Rebecca's business group. So if you're not added to that, add yourself to it. It's just search for it on or ask your upline.
Yeah, we'll add you, Sarah.
We'll add you.
Sorry?
We'll add Sarah.
We'll add you, Sarah.
Was it Sarah? I didn't see it. Sarah. Sarah. Yeah, was it? Let me see if there's any questions on the chat. Let's just see. What was the? I think it was Brene Brown, wasn't it? Brene Brown, was that the person's name? Why did you mute yourself? Let me just check it. Are you trying to stop Daniel saying something he shouldn't, Lindsay? Is that what it is? So you quickly mute it.
Hello, sorry.
All I wanted to say was it's Ange Peters, who a lot of people rave about with her podcast.
Okay.
I have not heard one, I will be honest.
I have. She's good. Yeah.
A lot of people have said that she's great.
And I've heard Ange Peters and seen her videos, and she's really good. Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Like I said, with that list, you don't have to do them all. Just pick one or two that you like, because I can tell you to begin with, there's no way I would have done any meditation. Forget about it. But it's as I embrace doTERRA and more, then you become open to these things. And it was at convention in London that I meditated for the first time, and I even cried a little bit.
That's actually true.
Thought I'd be laughing. I got quite emotional with it all because, you know, it can be really quite an amazing thing to do. So it's worth giving it a go.
You did get emotional. I turned around and saw you.
Yeah, you were laughing.
I didn't quite understand it at that time. You were on a higher spiritual plane than I was. But yeah, when the yoga oils come out, it was emotional. Just a quick question. Can you let me know some of the YouTube videos and podcasts you recommend?
Yeah.
Just do a little post on Zero Blossom with anything you recommend.
Yeah.
Then others can post on that as well. If there's anything anyone else can recommend. But we'll let you guys go. Thank you so much for your time, Lindsay and Daniel. That was really, really great and really helpful. It's recorded, so you don't have to do it again. For another year anyway. But thanks so much. Has Luke gone to bed?
No, here.
Well, thanks everyone. Have a good July, and we'll see you at the beginning of August.
Thank you. And you have a good time. Bye.
Bye.